So, Mom, during this times of COVID, charity has been really busy. And could you kind of share with everyone what the charity's been doing?
Yeah, we think during COVID-19, it is important to let the children know what is COVID-19 because children get quite nervous, get quite excited about this COVID-19. So one of my colleagues, Amanda, is so creative. So she came up with the first book called A New Virus Has Arrived. And I'm so proud of this book because this book is very easy to read. We actually let the children know what is COVID-19 and then also about what we should do in terms of our life practice. So it started, a new virus has arrived, then eventually ends up that, the children are pushing the virus away to celebrate the virus has disappeared.
But could you talk about why we wanted to do it?
I think it's to let the children know that, COVID-19 is not so scary. We need to be conscious of what we do. Our hygiene, personal health and hygiene are so important. We observe those rules and that we can avoid the contact of this virus that get infected by us.
And I think after the first book, we had a second book. And the second book, I believe, is called The Language of Kindness. And could you talk us through this book?
I think it all started that after we had this book, one of the teacher read to the children, and the children say, "Wow, this virus is quite serious. They wanted to help. What can we do to help the community?" So I remember one of the children said, "Let's all fly to Wuhan to help those patients." Another child said, "No, no, no, you will get infected." So okay, what should we do? So they say to help the community. So that inspired us to do the second book, The Language of Kindness. What we should do to help the community during this difficult time.
I think, we spoke about all of the not very pleasant things that are happening, like people who are not very kind to people who are doing ambulance drivers. We talked about people taking all the food from the shelves.
Yes.
And we also showed the good parts of our society, like cleaners cleaning the playground tirelessly. And yeah, it's a book that to me is creatively a very different book from the first book, because the first book is more information. The second book is more, we're trying to make a story and we're trying to make it rhyme also. So it's a very, very tall order to do the second book. And I hear there's a third book that's coming out soon.
So the third book is about contact tracing. So I think the book is very interesting. It started, that COVID-19 wanted to conquer the world. They want to see the great wide world. Then a group of children, they prevented them from traveling around the world, and they also do all the contact tracing that, so eventually COVID-19, the infection is not very successful. So it's a very interesting book, and I very certainly look forward for the books being published and shared with the community.
Yeah.
But beside the books, we also have done a lot of community work during this time. So we have granted scholarship to the lower income family. We have given out SIM cards and also PC to the lower income family so they can do e-learning. We also have given bursary scholarship to the lower income children so that they can, some of them, their jobs are affected, so the families have lower income, so we are helping them to overcome this difficult time. We have also done other things to help them, like given a PC card and to make sure that all of us can overcome this difficult time together.
Yeah, I think for us, the charity had to work extra hard. It's very interesting because we were doing projects before the shutdown happened, before the circuit breaker. And then once the circuit breaker happened, even more projects happened for the charity. So now you're doing even more work for the charity than you were before. And I think it's quite special how the organization, we move fast, but for the charity, we move extra fast. In fact, the first book, we came out the first book even before COVID-19 was a term. So yeah, something that we're very proud about.
So our children actually, 2 to 3 EtonHouse children came up with health and hygiene practices. So they designed a game card. So it's a card game that, the whole idea is to teach children health and hygiene. So we're also doing this board game, and we hope to share the community once this board game is painted.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think the whole idea is that doing community work is not just us alone. So we want to educate the children, to have a passion to help the underprivileged children. So while they are young, while they are learning, I think a lot of EtonHouse children, they come from a privileged background. But it is important for them to know the less fortunate children. So that's why we are doing a lot of work in EtonHouse Community Fund. The Box of Joy is a typical example that we ask the children, while buying for the Christmas present, let's buy a set of presents for the children of the same age.
Yeah.
So we want to inculcate this habit that sympathize with other lower income family while they are young, and I think it's a community effort.
Yeah, I think it's quite special. ECF was just created 5 years ago, and we've come so far already.
Oh, I have to thank you to do the mindfulness program for the for the girls' home. So I think the mindfulness program is something I learned. I think it's important that, as you said, they must have a peace of mind, so that when they're conscious, they won't do silly things. So I attended some of these courses. I really think it's very, very good, and it helped the community.
Yeah, well, I hope all of our staff now, given that they're home for long periods of time, I hope they're able to find some sense of inner peace throughout all of this virus. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day.